The Mitsubishi A6M Zero was the most iconic fighter aircraft of the Imperial Japanese Navy and one of the most influential combat aircraft of World War II. Designed with extreme emphasis on range, agility, and low weight, the Zero dominated the skies of the Pacific during the early years of the war, outperforming most Allied fighters in maneuverability and endurance. Its lightweight construction allowed it to achieve remarkable turning performance, making it deadly in dogfights against less agile opponents. However, these advantages came at a cost. The Zero lacked armor protection and self-sealing fuel tanks, leaving it highly vulnerable once Allied pilots adapted their tactics. As the war progressed and newer Allied fighters appeared, the Zero's early dominance faded, but its impact on air combat doctrine and the opening phase of the Pacific War remains undeniable. The A6M Zero stands as a symbol of Japan's early air superiority and the strategic trade-offs that ultimately shaped its fate. The Mitsubishi GOR-M, known to the Allies as Betty, was the Imperial Japanese Navy's most important long-range bomber of World War II and a cornerstone of Japan's maritime strike doctrine. Designed around extreme range and payload capacity, the GOR-M could strike targets far beyond the reach of most contemporary bombers, enabling long-distance torpedo and bombing missions across the Pacific. To achieve this range, engineers minimized weight by omitting armor protection and self-sealing fuel tanks, decisions that proved disastrous once Allied fighters and anti-aircraft defenses improved. While highly effective early in the war, famously participating in the sinking of major Allied warships, the GOR-M gained a reputation for catastrophic vulnerability, earning grim nicknames due to its tendency to ignite when hit. Despite these flaws, the GOR-M remained in frontline service throughout the conflict, illustrating Japan's strategic emphasis on offensive reach over survivability and the severe consequences of that trade-off as the air war evolved. The Nakajima Ki-43 Hayabusa, known to the Allies as Oscar, was the most widely used fighter aircraft of the Imperial Japanese Army during World War II and the Army's closest counterpart to the Navy's A6M Zero. Designed with an overriding focus on agility, lightweight, and pilot control, the Ki-43 excelled in low-speed maneuverability and turning combat, making it highly effective in the early years of the war against less agile opponents. Its innovative butterfly combat flaps enhanced turning performance, giving skilled pilots a decisive advantage in dogfights. However, like many Japanese fighters, the Ki-43 sacrificed armor protection and self-sealing fuel tanks to reduce weight, leaving it increasingly vulnerable as Allied aircraft improved in speed, firepower, and tactics. Despite these weaknesses, the Hayabusa remained in frontline service throughout the war due to its ease of handling, reliability, and the sheer number produced. The Ki-43 symbolizes the Imperial Japanese Army's air doctrine, prioritizing maneuverability and pilot skill over survivability in a rapidly evolving air war. The Aichi D-3A, known to the Allies as VAL, was the Imperial Japanese Navy's primary carrier-based dive bomber during the early and middle years of World War II and one of the most successful naval strike aircraft of the entire conflict. Designed for accuracy, stability, and reliability, the D-3A excelled in precision dive bombing attacks against warships and ground targets alike. It played a decisive role in the opening blows of the Pacific War, including the attack on Pearl Harbor and subsequent carrier battles across the Pacific. Although slower and lightly protected, the VAL's strong airframe, excellent handling characteristics, and highly trained crews allowed it to achieve remarkable combat results, sinking more Allied warships than any other Axis aircraft. As Allied fighter opposition intensified and newer aircraft emerged, the D-3A became increasingly vulnerable. Yet it remained in service due to its dependable performance and the Navy's continued reliance on proven carrier strike doctrine. The Aichi D-3A stands as a symbol of Japan's early war carrier aviation effectiveness and disciplined naval aircrew training. The Nakajima B-5N, known to the Allies as Kate, was the Imperial Japanese Navy's primary carrier-based torpedo bomber during the opening phase of World War II and one of the most consequential naval strike aircraft of the Pacific War. Although its design appeared conventional and even outdated by Western standards, the B-5N combined long range, excellent handling, and a stable bombing platform that made it highly effective when flown by Japan's exceptionally trained early war aircrews. The aircraft played a central role in the attack on Pearl Harbor and numerous carrier battles, delivering torpedoes and bombs with remarkable accuracy against heavily defended targets. Its relatively light construction and lack of armor left it vulnerable as Allied air defenses improved, but its operational success was driven by doctrine, coordination, and crew skill rather than raw technology. The BFIN demonstrates how an aircraft's battlefield impact can far exceed its technical appearance when paired with superior training and tactical execution. The Mitsubishi A6M, known to the Allies as JAAF, was a land-based interceptor developed by the Imperial Japanese Navy specifically to counter high-altitude bomber threats during World War II. Unlike earlier Japanese fighters that prioritized maneuverability and range, the Raiden was designed around speed, climb rate, and heavy interception performance. Its compact airframe, powerful radial engine, and concentrated forward firepower made it well-suited for rapidly climbing to meet incoming bomber formations, particularly the American B-29 Superfortress raids against the Japanese home islands. While the aircraft lacked the graceful agility of the Zero and suffered from early development and reliability issues, later variants improved significantly in performance. The GMR represented a major shift in Japanese fighter doctrine from dogfighting dominance to point defense interception, and stands as Japan's most purpose-built response to strategic bombing in the late war. The Kawanishi N1K-2G Shidenkai was widely regarded as the most capable Japanese fighter aircraft of the late stages of World War II, representing a rare moment where Japanese engineering successfully balanced firepower, maneuverability, and pilot protection. Originally derived from a floatplane fighter design, the Shiden evolved into a powerful land-based interceptor with strong structural integrity, heavy armament, and excellent low to mid-altitude performance. The improved N1K-2 variant corrected many reliability and handling issues found in earlier versions, resulting in an aircraft capable of matching or even outperforming advanced Allied fighters in experienced hands. Its automatic combat flaps enhanced turning performance, while its concentrated cannon armament made it especially lethal in short engagements. Despite its impressive capabilities, the Shidenkai arrived too late and in too few numbers to alter the course of the air war. It stands as a testament to what Japanese fighter development might have achieved had time, resources, and pilot training not been exhausted by the final years of the conflict.